It's got a microphone.
All right, cool.
Okay, here we go. So, George, here's your list. We'll talk a little bit about you. Let's have a couple questions about it.
Okay.
Number one is you're not running the cooler, 7-drop cooler. Do you want to explain why not?
That card's a little like yellow intensive, and I found that when actually it wasn't my idea to cut the coolers. Full disclosure, it was Tyler's idea to cut the cooler.
Sure.
One of my buddies I test with, who's been to a couple of the regionals with me, because he just found that he never had enough yellow mana into play, or the yellow mana was like a big limitation for him.
Sure.
And sometimes you want to like play a yellow guy, then play cooler, and then like sack the yellow guy to untap some lands. Like so, sometimes you want like 4 yellow energy if you're playing cooler, and that's just like not possible.
It's not sure.
And then with Overwhelm, you have some anti-synergy with the cooler mechanic because you don't have the dudes in your graveyard all the time. And then it forces you to play what I think are like some bad cards, like the Thoughtseize Frieza, the one that puts a card, looks at their hand.
You think it's a bad card?
Play. I think it's a bad card.
Bad card. Why do you think it's a bad card?
It's not. I don't think it's very good for the information.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if you're like playing cooler and reanimating it and then like trying to go all in knowing exactly what they have and how to play around it, I think that's fine. But like as just a card to like run out, it like rarely is that good. I mean, if you play it, you get like like one of the Piccolos or whatever out of their hand, you attack it, and like what did you really gain there? Because you attacked with like a 20k, so it would have forced them to combo with the Piccolo anyway. Sure. It's only good if they're like locked, like if they don't have results, they're not flipped, and you're developing your board, and you're like, all right, play this guy, now I can put your Piccolo into play, attack it with my leader to draw a card without letting you draw a card. That's when that card's really good, but there's just not space.
Sure,
I think.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I think look at your opponent's hand in this game is much more powerful than it would be in other games. It's extremely powerful. But I see what you're saying.
So it is and it isn't. It's good for the turn that you do it. But and the problem thing in this game, you draw like up to like 5-6 cards a turn sometimes. So like despite you may play it and like look at their hand and be like, oh, I know exactly what you have. Then say go, and then it's your turn again, and you're like, well, I don't know what's in your hand anymore. You have like 11 cards in your hand. Like what?
Sure, definitely. Yeah, I find too that that Frieza that we're talking about is a little lackluster against Soul Striker as well. A lot of times you look at their hand and then you're like, I don't want you to play any of these cards.
Yeah.
Like you play these cards out, they actually hurt me.
Usually it's like the Piccolo, the other
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I can understand.
Or like a peel off. I've never seen it played against the peel off, but I imagine it's pretty good.
Yeah, I can expect that to be pretty good. CIIJ in chat says, "What's your strategy versus Starter Coup?" Something I expect to be very popular.
Starter Coup's annoying. Starter Coup's a little bit annoying. It depends on the matchup is entirely about who sees results first. So whoever sees results first just starts building up their board while their opponent doesn't do anything. I think my strategy against Starter Coup is I just don't attack them ever. I only attack them after they awaken pretty much sometimes, or if I've got such a big board that I can like awaken them and then force them to combo a few cards afterward. I just never attack them. If they awaken at 8, it's whatever. Like you just start fighting them from 8. Like I don't have any 10k attackers. It's the same thing where they attack you with a 15k or 20k or whatever. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter what their leader's attack is. They're not going to combo to defend their life if they're above 4 anyway.
Right.
So
yeah, I think the most annoying thing for Starter Coup is dealing with its critical threats. You know what I mean? As the control mirror, kind of works out. Because like you don't have any critical threats, so you're always giving him a card when you attack, and he has the potential to pressure you with critical cards, which can be frustrating because you want to combo around them, but you also don't want to take the damage as well.
You can usually that's true. Like if you're on the back foot and they results first, and like they develop a KO and start beating you down with it, you're probably dead.
But like, as it turns out.
But if they play the KO and then like you combo like a Destructive Occupation Frieza, and then you untap, and then like you swing with your leader into the KO, and then you combo like something, and then, like you sack your guy, and then like or you mass stay in it. Like it's not so bad. You can play around it.
Sure.
Like you can tempo it for a turn with like a card that's basically free, like Destructive Occupation Frieza, and then like kill it.
Yeah, right. Another question, really good question. I like this question a lot. When the new rule changes, when would you personally drop a Bloodlust on the Soul Chain?
Oh, it depends. It depends so much. Like, early on, I would usually let them. I would, honestly, like it depends on the situation. But if they're trying to like turn 3 Cell Chain you and you have like 6-7 cards in your hand, I would Bloodlust when they activate the Union Absorb on the 5. So yeah, that lets them pitch a second 18 if they want to and still Cell 7 you, but at that point you're discarding like 1-2 cards and like you've eliminated like an entire Cell Chain out of their deck.
Right.
But my strategy against Cell, whenever I'm able to do it, is to let them exhaust their resources because they just have like a finite number of threats that they can field against you, a finite number of cell chains they can threaten you with.
Yeah, 4, right?
Yeah.
Usually. Like...
If you bloodlust the 3 every time, or like the 3 going into the 5 every time, like they're eventually just going to like play a 5, play an 18, and get you with no bloodlust in hand.
Sure, good point.
So you just want to delay that moment for as long as possible.
Definitely. All right, guys. Any more questions for George here? We'll remember at ARG, or not ARG, sorry, PBG Live, right? It's PBG, right? Is it Pro Play Games Live, or is it PBG Live? What is this? The big one. The Pro Play Games Live in chat and ask George any questions you have, guys. Interesting take on this deck. Again, loved it. Let's talk a little bit about your sideboard. Always love asking players about their sideboard because I feel like sideboard is like a player's signature to the deck, right? It's like their way to kind of put their spin on the deck. So let's talk a little bit about your sideboard. I see that you have 1 Cold Bloodlust sideboard, which I thought was fun because normally you just run all 4 in the main board, right? You find some matchups it's not that great.
It's just a bad card. I boarded out most matchups. I just leave it in their main board for sell, pretty much. I just don't want to get cell 7'd.
Right.
And then like you can occasionally catch somebody's like Go Tanks or their Mass Saiyan or whatever, like buy yourself an extra turn. But like usually it's not good enough to warrant a spot in the deck unless it's against cell.
Okay. And then also saw the objections. So objections, do you board those in against like Soul Striker, just try to get that edge, or
like 90% of my sideboard is for Soul Striker.
Sure. Yeah, I can tell.
It's like objections, the Vegeta, the Mafubas, the Mass Saiyan, the Energy Boost Beerus, like all that stuff comes in against Soul Striker. You just want like more threats, more ways to kill their guys. You want the objection so you can results first, like all that stuff. The objection sometimes they don't bring in against the Soul Striker because it can actually make you get a little too threat light. It depends on like if I see that if they're playing objection, I have to play objection. But if they're not playing objection, then you don't need to play objection. You just don't want to get 2 turns behind. Like if they're on the play and have objection against you, you're probably just done.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to take a couple more questions here and then get out of here. I don't want to bother George too much. Magic Meat says, at Pro Play Games Live, is the 1-drop boo neck or necessary probably when you already have so much filtering?
I like him. I like him a lot because he's a blue land, he's a 0-5k combo that you don't have a ton of, and like he's a guy that like just kind of stays on board. Because like the yellow guys that you're playing, like sure you can filter with them, but it's like they're really just empty cards. They don't do anything. It's just like having a 49 card deck or a 48 card deck, or with each one of them. Whereas the boo like sticks around and does something, provides some combo. Also, like when you're on the backside, it feels really good to be able to like play a little yellow idiot, play a boo, and then sack the yellow idiot to untap both your energy. Like I love doing that. So I like the boo. He's like a filler.
No, exactly. Yeah, no. I mean, especially with the energy untapping decks, the boos are always great. Especially when your results turn too. You can like results and then play a boo and then awaken, kill a dude. Raid to your energy. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a way just to get a free card, essentially. It's always good. Okay, George, I'm going to let you close this out. I'm going to let you say any shout-outs you want to. Any last words you want to say to our fans here watching us? Talk a little bit about your sponsor or Team Beard if you want to. So just talk about whatever you want. If you just want to talk about how good I look in a tie, that's fine too.
You look pretty good in the tie.
Well, I mean, I get that a lot. That's true. That's a true statement.
I like the color. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I like the purple on purple.
Yeah, it's like well, it's not really purple. It's like it's a light. It's a light. We call it Furlushu.
Okay, well,
which is the French word for awesome purple.
I'm a simple man from a simple place, and that looks pretty purple to me.
It's purple. I made everything up after. I have no idea what that word means.
But shout out to Bearded Collectibles. They've been great to me. They gave me all this swag gear. They have a lot of great products for sale at low prices. So yeah, head on over to their website. They're awesome. And also Tyler sucks, and he didn't come today, so I am basically playing his exact deck. These are actually his cards that he owns. I just re-sleeved them so that I can tell him if I top 8 that I top 8'd with his deck.
I like that.
And
smart.
Make him feel bad.
Make him feel terrible. I like that. Smart. Right. I don't like that it's in a Magic deck box, but we'll talk about that later. We're going to burn that, but that's fine.
What can you do?
Definitely. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll be back with round 4 very shortly. George, I wish you the best of luck in the round. Thank you for coming in here and talking to me. I love you.
Thank you so much.
You're the best, dude. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Still need 7-drop cooler in your deck. All right. Thank you so much, and we appreciate it. We'll see you guys around 4, guys. Do your